In the 1980s, one electronics store became one of the fastest-growing companies in America. Its commercials were loud, its prices seemed impossible, and its founder became a retail legend. But behind the flashy ads and massive success, the entire company was built on fraud. Cash was being hidden, books were being manipulated, investors were being lied to, and eventually one of Wall Street's hottest companies completely collapsed. This is the insane true story of Crazy Eddie. Crazy Eddie started as a small electronics business in New York. The company was led by Eddie Antar and his family. They built a reputation for selling electronics at unbelievably low prices. Their commercials became famous. One line made them unforgettable. "His prices are insane." And for a while, that slogan seemed true. Customers flooded stores. Revenue exploded. The company expanded rapidly, and people believed Crazy Eddie was becoming the future of retail electronics. But behind the scenes, the family was secretly running multiple fraud schemes. Before going public, they actually underreported income. They skimmed cash from stores. They avoided taxes, and they hid money. But then Eddie saw an even bigger opportunity: Wall Street. If they could make the company appear larger and more profitable than it really was, they could sell stock at massive valuations. So the fraud strategy completely changed. Now they needed profits to look bigger. They inflated inventory numbers. They manipulated accounting records. They created fake financial statements. And they made the company appear far healthier than it really was. Investors loved it. Crazy Eddie went public in 1984. Wall Street bought the story. The stock soared, and Eddie became rich. Very rich. At one point, Crazy Eddie was worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Investors thought they found the next retail giant. But fraud always gets harder to hide. Former employees started noticing suspicious accounting practices. Auditors began asking questions. Executives turned on each other, and the lies started unraveling. Then everything collapsed. Massive accounting fraud was exposed. The company had dramatically overstated its assets and profits. The stock crashed. Investors lost huge amounts of money. The company eventually filed for bankruptcy, and Eddie Antar ran. He fled the United States. He became an international fugitive. At one point, he was living in Israel while authorities searched for him. Eventually, he was captured and brought back to America. He was convicted of fraud, and the empire completely collapsed. What made Crazy Eddie so dangerous wasn't just the fraud, it was how believable the business looked from the outside. Real stores, real customers, real growth, but fake numbers. And that's what makes this story timeless. Even today, investors still fall for exciting growth stories without looking deeper. They chase hype, they trust momentum, and sometimes they discover the numbers were never real. Crazy Eddie looked like a business empire. In reality, it was one of Wall Street's most insane fraud stories, and it all came crashing down.